like when puzzle games give you the freedom to solve them however you want, well, this is a 3DS game for you. Actually, it probably helps if you like Monsters, Inc., too. It's Mike Wazowski's limbless cousin Phil Wazowski. Not really, but kind of. It's Ohno Odyssey for the Nintendo 3DS. Now set Phil on fire. So Ohno Odyssey is a puzzle game that takes control out of your hands. Instead, you're in control of the levels. Your objective is to get each alien to the end of the puzzle, each of which is like a set of Tinker Toys. There are platforms in place, but you have plenty of objects at your disposal to manipulate the alien's path. You arrange a contraption that you think's gonna work, release the alien, and hope for the best. Well, actually, failure is part of the process. In fact, that's one of the defining characteristics of Ohno Odyssey. It's what makes it feel less like a video game than like a physics model. There's not really a penalty for dying or anything. In fact, I don't think you can die. If it doesn't work, you just try again. Move a ramp here, tweak a bumper there. It's a game that encourages players, as opposed to discouraging them. And fortunately, it's easy to work with. I mean, all your changes take place on the touchscreen. So you move the camera with the circle pad, you choose items on the touchscreen, and you place them with the press of a button. If it doesn't work, you can recycle them, use them somewhere else. All you do is hover over them and tap a button. So the interface is nice and simple too. But if I have one complaint, it's that I'd like to see the puzzle on the touchscreen too, and just drag things around that way. But what I like most about the game is that, again, there's no wrong way to approach the puzzles. Early on, I discovered that I was completing some of the levels with items left over. It's like I figured out a solution other than the intended one, if there's even an intended one at all. And that freedom is what makes Ohno Odyssey so much fun. You're not trying to figure out the developer's answers, you're actually doing your own problem solving, and that's a lot more fun. It also helps that there are so many objects, and they start simple enough. The spring lets you jump, the pepper gives you a quick speed boost, but it's not long before you're using objects in combination with others, or to counter another's effects. So you can use an oil slick, which makes the alien catch fire, but you can also place a water drop soon after, to stop the fireball from crashing through the wooden crates. Or maybe you want to crash through the crates. Maybe you have an idea. You know what? That idea might work. So what doesn't work in Ohno Odyssey? Well, there are definitely some flaws. Specifically, the game doesn't have much in the way of content. I mean, you're getting 35 levels, but a lot of those levels are like tutorial stages. And because trial and error plays such a big role, you end up watching the levels play out over and over. And that could be annoying when, the level's first half works. It's just the very end you're working on. But still, you have to wait. There's no option for fast forwarding or anything. And there really should be. I'm also not crazy about the way it looks either. The art is kind of drab, which is a bummer. I mean, for me, an awesome sense of style really could have elevated Ohno Odyssey to must-play status. But of course, that's not to say you shouldn't play it as is. In fact, if you like really smart puzzle games, this is an easy recommendation. It'd be nice if there were more of it, but for $6, it's tough to complain about a game this clever and this enjoyable. It's Ohno Odyssey for the Nintendo 3DS.